What's up, guys? Fucking Suicide Grind here. This back with the fucking video response treatment. I can't help it. Sometimes I get these comments where it's like, it's a simple compliment, but it sparks so much conversation. Because like, if someone had this to say at a show with this exact wording, and it will make sense why, I would have a lot to say in reply. Like I would actually have something to share. Because I actually have something to share about it. Because I got a reply. I got a little comment here on my music. I already replied to it that I might have to make a whole video. When I say that, it means I'm making a video on it, basically. So, it's from Sam.N7762, but I'm sure he has an actual username, which is Sam N with a dot in between there. So that's why I said the dot. Sam.N. Right. And the comment is simple. Sounds dope, brother. Legit, honest death metal with this classical uniqueness. Good job, 666. Standard compliment fucking comment, but it fucking fired up all the fucking kinds of things going on in my head. Because here's the thing, doesn't matter who says it. It could be the fucking guy over here, guy over there, and guy over there, and in between. And yes, I am talking about political sides. Doesn't fucking matter who it is. This it makes me, this kind of compliment when it talks about honesty in the music makes me more happy than someone just being like, even someone saying like, this is a better compliment than someone saying, this might be my new favorite album of the year, or like new favorite band. Like, genuinely, I've gotten that compliment is not as much of a meaningful compliment, because it's just, alright, well, how do I know that the standards for new favorite band is very high? I don't know. This is a little more, because it shows that it's like, there's a valued honesty in the music, and that's what I'm talking about here. It's just like, when I make music, I just like talking about this topic. This is my favorite fucking topic to talk about, because the way I got better at guitar was by the 2018. I bought this guitar that I use on everything now, the Jackson, which has fucking stickers out the ass, and even fucking Coca-Cola cereal from McDonald's sticker. The sweet ass Jackson has a fucking squeaky whammy bar, but hey, it stays in tune. It does exactly what I fucking wanted to. That's the thing. It functions. It's a guitar that functions, and this one feels the best. It's crazy. It shouldn't, because it's a neck fruit and it's like a painted neck. A lot of people complain about that, but for me, for some reason, this one's just right. It just feels right for all the shredding and faster, like a lot of finger movement like that. Right. So this right here is the fucking essential fucking music inspirer right here. In my head, I was just watching a video earlier today, and I got a fucking riff in my head. I was like, oh, yeah, something like that. I'm gonna play it. But point being is, what was I going at? I was going at the fucking honesty in the music, and I somehow ended up on my guitar. Well, this is also why I wanted to make a video. Cause when I type, my brain does the same thing where I get sidetracked, but then it's like, what the fuck? I forget the first thing I was gonna type, I know the fucking lighting is fucking dog shit, because I'm supposed to be in front of the light, but my setup isn't that way. And even if I put my setup over there, it would be the same story, just a different angle. And that's just the way it works. I'm not a fucking YouTuber. I don't need to fucking invest in lighting. Okay, getting off topic, but yeah, so simple, right? But when talking about like honesty, it's kind of like hinting a little towards the fact that it's, there are some noticeable authenticity to the actual playing. And that doesn't mean sloppy playing or bad playing, because when I word things like, if the playing comes out a little sloppy, I'll leave it in. To me, that's not sloppy playing. That's just... No, it's just a fucking human playing the guitar. Because the thing is, even... Like, I was going to type this exact sentence, right? To me, even if you can play it perfect, like metronome fucking... Like that, you know? Like metronome perfect. Even if you can do that, it ends up losing some of the human feel. It doesn't matter if you're actually that good, because turns out there's a point in getting good where you start getting worse, because it starts sounding like just computer generated noise. And the thing is, no one, and I mean, I don't want to hear anybody say something about like, oh, you're just hating on the shredding shit. Buddy, I just talked about fucking the neck being slim enough for shredding. What do you think I fucking started shredding from? I fucking grew up on Yngwie Malmsteen, Eddie Van Halen, and a little bit in my teenage years, fucking Jason Becker, one of the most flashy guitarists of all time. And what's a really tight guitarist? John Petrucci. I really like his playing with the leads. But that's the thing. He still has... It still sounds human when he plays, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't sound like all the new fucking bullshit. But yeah, so point being is, more often than not, what I was gonna get at here is when I, record a part and it's like, it ends up a little fucky, where it's like, it's not sloppy, but the guitars are kind of moving in different directions. Both guitars would be tight on their own, but they're tight, just not in the right spaces, you know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Same shit is gonna happen live, where you get a little fluctuation between the two guitarists. And that's what I really mean to get at, is that I like to essentially give as much of a live recording in the studio as possible, because even though I am using bias effects, here's the crazy thing, I'm using bias effects and making it, and I got it to sound like a fucking proper big ol' amp from the fucking 80s or whatever, you know? It still sounds modern because of the digital production, but it sounds more akin to an older production because of fucking endless work put into it, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, the fact is that if I, because more often than not, it's that, it's a slight difference in the guitars. If I end up leaving it in, a week later, listen back, not even a fucking notice. It's like it never even fucking happened. The mistake that I hear at the beginning, it's gone on a certain listen later on. Because here's the thing. When you create something, it doesn't matter if you're intentionally creating something sloppy. You're still going to be sitting there pointing out these little things that you think at the moment are completely fucked and completely wrong. Then a week later, if you left those things that you thought were wrong alone, unless it's, completely fucking dog shit, like missing the riff, yeah, of course you're going to re-record that part then. But point being is, if you, leave it in, and it's like, you listen back and it's like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought. It's actually it's like pretty fucking cool. It's really fucking cool, this shit right here. Yeah, you think? There's a reason for that. And that's probably why I have... Shall we count with the grind? Let's do some fucking vampire fucking Sesame Street style counting. So we have albums. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 5 and a 6 and a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and I'm soon finishing my 17th album. Why? Last year I made, I made 6 albums in 2025, basically. I'm just fucking I just did it, though. The thing is, I didn't think about it like that. I didn't think about, oh, I'm gonna do this many albums, and I didn't even want to do that many albums. The thing is, 2025 was just the year for me. I just had so much material flowing through my hands and through my brain because the thing is, I've discovered a lot more shit. So, for example, you can even really tell, you can tell, in fact, by just looking at what the releases are and what they sound like and what the topics are about and sort of like what styles and genres I play, where I was at in the time. 'Cause the Dark Tribute Part 2, even though I started work on that from July 12th to September 23rd, I ended up releasing it in January 6th as a 2025 release. You can see that it starts with Violate and raping a midget to escape Hitler in World War II. Those are more grindcore-y things, so at the time, I was probably listening to Viscera Infest, or at least, in the mood for some Viscera Infest. I was thinking about them. I was probably watching them on Instagram, being like, I want to make some fucking grindcore, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Violate is more like a hardcore punk, but it's kind of the same thing at the end of the day. Immolated by Horse. Immolation, Morbid Angel combination. The Rape Shed, pretty sure that one. Yeah, that's the Incantation Worship. The Minister of Gaiety, some Pantera. See, I'm not afraid of admitting that. I Am the Liquor, that was midnight, kind of speed metal, but like a more 80s midnight kind of thing, at least midnight theme. Afnar is a really fucking brilliant musician, in my opinion. And The Kraken, which was a massive, just 7-minute epic, I don't even know what that one is. That was pretty unique, actually. I had a lot of influence in that one, like Nile and all. That one's like blending all of my fucking influences in one, pretty much. So I'm pretty sure there's even some Incantation, Autopsy, Doom shit going in there. And you can see, I obviously love all kinds of underground music. Of course, Dismember's by no means underground anymore. Now they're popular as fuck. As of recent, for some reason, they blew up in the 20 whatevers. Of course, that's how I found them, but it's not why I listen to them. I listen to them because I think they're fucking awesome and they're my favorite band. But why do I not write like Dismember? Because, it's a tired style. Dismember can do Dismember, but I don't need to do it because I'm not this. It's 2020 fucking 6 now. We don't need another Swedish death metal band, basically. Alright, Shinto Prophecy. Already the album title, you know where I'm at. I'm at some Japanese shit, This one was recorded, it doesn't say, but I recorded the first song in Ariokami, the black metal one, in sort of toward the end of December, early January, something like that. And I basically finished that one in a fucking month's time. I was pumping out songs. And this album was fucking electrifying in the sense that it just felt fucking like everything was coming together, left, right, and center. It was like I was getting the songs handed to me by the fucking grace of Satan or something. Like, I don't fucking know what the fuck was happening. I was feeling possessed. It was fucking so good. So, but it starts in Ariokami, and the theme of the fucking album was that I wanted to make a Shinto themed album. It's that simple. So, in Ariokami, it's about Inario Okami. Then The Bearded Menace, it's about my best friend, Lopalik. Immolated / Shinto Prophecy, that's the title track. It's obviously about Shinto. That's kind of like trying to infuse my own beliefs into the whole Shinto thing. Like, if I'm taking my own personal spin to like what I would... It becomes very personal in that one. Immolated, however, the one before the / is just a play on Eruption, really. It's another guitar solo that's fucking long as shit, and it's awesome. And Ame no Uzume, another fucking Skaruni, and that one was Iron Maiden influence, because I had listened to more Iron Maiden, and I got back to it kind of in early 2025. Because here's the thing, I grew up on Iron Maiden, so I think it was kind of like a coming back to your roots thing, you know, kind of just being like, I really want to listen to Iron Maiden again. Fucking listen to it. Discharge, Deja Vu, I was fucking, it was straight out wigger death metal, just fucking jumping up and down, fucking flat brim, worse than Incantation flat brim. I mean, shit, this is like, we're talking epicardectomony fucking flat brim right here. Show me some hammers kind of shit. And then a new Journey / Hoagie Shredfest, literally a cover of an ambient song, and then I did an original at the end, because I was like, yes, I want to do a cover of my buddy's track, but I also want to do something of my own. I want to do something unique on top of that. I don't just want to fucking do what he did and do my own spin on it. So I smashed together something unique. And then the fucking track that haunts me to this day, and it's the hardest fucking song I ever wrote and will ever write, because it's kind of gonna be hard or damn near impossible to write a harder song, because for some reason when Ebisu happened, the last song I wrote before I released the album, my right hand picking, it was at a fucking all-time high. And it's just constant fucking 220 something BPM, beats per minute, fucking tremolo picking for the whole fucking thing. And I was influenced at the time by a band called Prototype. It's more like technical metalcore, but at the time, I was infusing that with more death metal like styling. So it became like melodic death metal, and then in the middle it goes to like technical brutal death metal in the style of Nile. That's the thing. I just like mixing styles. Because here's the thing: what's the point in doing the same style everyone's ever done over and over? But the thing is, I do that here and there. I don't always do it. For example, Revel in Blood, the one that I got the compliment on. It's actually, I got it on the final track. This one's got 9 tracks over 37 minutes. Pretty fucking loaded, if you ask me. You got Revel in Blood. That one's non-slaughter influenced. 100%. Fucking Jim Sadist is a legend. Rest in peace. And then it's got a track. The second one's just called Ooh, which was influenced by the fucking meme of Black Winds from Blasphemy, and where he's just yelling like in the fucking live video at the end of the fucking show. It's just so fucking weird. Will Your Kindness Be Free? Another Iron Maiden influenced fucking track. Raped by Snakes, that was my first Pro Fanatica influenced. Go Fuck Yourself, that was my first unique song, actually, I would say, in a long time, because I came up with that on my own. That was not influenced by anybody. It's just a straight up punk, just aggressive punk song, old school aggressive punk kind of thing. Not hardcore punk, but punk, and none of that Green Day fucking wannabe punk. I like some of that. I like that stuff, but it's not punk. It's kind of like a slightly heavier kind of like, if you think about like a Bad Brains or a what's that other band? The old school the 80s. Something like that. Some more like sort of teetering on the edge of hardcore, but still like clean singing and it's got harmonized vocals. It's kind of like, if there was gonna be any similarity, you might draw some similarity to Misfits, because it kind of has like an oh, you know, like a little sleazy vocal kind of thing going on. And of course, I'm not even trying close to how I tried on that one. But it's just called Go Fuck Yourself. You can guess what that one's about. And then Blobby, I made a stupid song about a British child mascot that was fucking a menace and it's a long story. It was originally a joke, but people loved it and it became super popular, so we got Blobby. And then Life's Shadow is influenced by the band Vector. Thrash, my second favorite thrash band, because my first favorite thrash band, thrash metal, has to be Sacrifice. That Canadian band, fucking awesome. Then we have Grind's Handbook to Blues. I mean, you can ask me what blues band, what do I like in blues? I like Stevie Ray Vaughan, essentially. But it was just generalized blues, really. You could draw fucking conclusions anywhere. Forbidden Mind and Return, I was gonna say that's the one I was gonna reply to. That's the one I got to compliment. It's a sequel to the first Forbidden Mind song, and if you knew what the fucking lyrics were about, you might not like it as much anymore. But that's fine. It's completely just pretty simple. It's nothing that hasn't been done before. Someone's definitely thought of the exact same idea, but it's like blending mainly Malevolent Creation with Deicide and Morbid Angel. Those three combinations all together, and then a tad more it's like putting those three bands in a blender, and then using some other bands here and there seasoning. And we're gonna try to get a little through this a little faster. Torture's Desire. That was my most heavy, brutal album. Every fucking song is like the Pedo God. The second one is Deicide influenced, but more brutal death metal. And I think Deicide's already a brutal death metal band, but we can argue about that all day, twice on Sunday. Imbecile Infection, Malevolent Creation, Torture's Desire, the first track. Pretty sure that was just more Deicide. Corpse Wrecked. General fucking just brutal death metal, but then with a little melodic touch. It was kind of like, I wanted to be a little bit like Intestine Ballism, because they kind of blend brutal death metal with melodeath. Parasitic Self-Destruction, probably more Malevolent Creation kind of shit. Actually, I'm pretty sure Imbecile Infection was more kind of just general death metal. And Soulless Void, Vector again, Ashes of Survival, general death metal. That's my general style. Rest DC Dark Prince, Evil Fate Goes On, the first song here. Rest DC Dark Prince, that's a thrash metal song, Death Thrash, because I did Death Throat. It's basically Slayer with death metal vocals, and it was a tribute to Ozzy because he passed away. Behind the Door of the Hollow Cabin, Denial of God Worship, Evil Fate Goes On. I wanted to make a song like Attic, but it kind of sounds like Merciful Fate, but blending it with Iron Maiden. Eternal Wandering is just more black metal. I don't know what band to compare it to because I don't have a comparison for that one, because it's kind of just that triplet black metal. Awakened by Love, what the fuck would I compare that? Because only the second half was like instrumental guitar soloing. I would compare that to Steve Vai, but the first half, I don't know what the fuck that is. That's just pretty much all my own influence, my own brain. The Chocolate Cat God, that was probably just some fucking more Morbid Angel influence, essentially. And then we got the Chocolate Cat God Chronicles. Here's where it gets really funny. This is the last album I put out in 2025, in October 31st. Or right for Halloween, right? Pretty much, even though it was the 30th. I don't care about that shit. The first part, I don't remember these ones as well, because I haven't spun this album as much. But pretty much, it's just any heavy metal band I was influenced by at the time. It was a little bit of Skullfist, a little bit of Motley Crue. Like, I wanted to do some fucking 80s heavy metal kind of thing in this one. And this one, right now, it's got Spaceman, I Love Coca-Cola, which is punk. The first one is obviously a tribute to fucking Ace Frehley, who died. It's got Our Love is a Communion, Beatles tribute, because I fucking literally got into Beatles this year. I listened to their entire discography, all the albums, 150 songs or whatever it is, and I loved it all, actually. And Mindless Scum, that's going back to Vector's influence. Ringo Starr Ramen, a little bit of a tie to Beatles for the title and the lyrical content, but it's an inside joke between me and my wife. And then it's just kind of a Motley Crue heavy metal kind of style. And then Enslaved by Pleasure, straight death metal. And then the 7th track, which is going to be the last one, a pretty long one. I'm not going to say what it's called, but it's going to be more death metal. So, what can we get out of this? It became a little bit of a, kind of like a show and tell, where it's like, it turned from me just replying to this little comment where 3 hours ago I got a compliment saying, "Sounds dope, brother, legit. Honest death metal with this classical uniqueness. Good job, 666. Well, 25 minutes Karuni. And a lot of this lingo comes from J-Dog, Justin Horval, or Dead by Dog on YouTube is his YouTube channel called. Dead by Dog, as in, yes, dog, you know, the way that they spell it in the hood. Not dog as in D-O-G. Dog as in D-A-W-G. Yeah, I'm pretty good at spelling. I'm also really good at counting. 1, 2, 5, 4, 3. Yeah, that one. That's how you count to 5, at least in my book. But yeah, so doesn't matter if they watch it or even see my comment replying to them telling this. They might have just nice song, bro. Boom, and left. You know, they might be dead or in jail before they see this video. But nonetheless, this is a good topic to rant about. I love this kind of topic personally because for me, this topic is just like I can go on and on. As you see, it's already 26 minutes here. I pretty much just I love this topic because it's just like that. It just feels good to talk about. Who? Someone mentioned me 2 weeks ago in some fucking video. I don't even recognize this guy. But it's something about censorship or whatever. Yeah, I guess we're being kind of censored with the metal, but I keep it pretty clean for being a metal channel. Actually, for being kind of like the crowd that thinks like a boomer, I'll say I'm pretty clean slate here. But yeah, I pretty much said everything I needed to say. I'm not gonna watch this one right now because it's 30 minutes, and I want to watch just pretty much today's. I don't even know if I want to watch this one, to be honest. I might just head straight to bed. Because I'll be pretty tired. It's 10 p.m., but I've been going to sleep earlier these days. You can't tell that I'm tired because the way I'm talking, but... And also, my nose is itchy because it's cold. That happens when it's cold. Because my nose is pretty sensitive to the cold. It always gets fucking itchy when it's winter. I mean, we literally have the fucking... What do we got, goddammit? Well, right now it's only -4, but it's gonna be -11 at some point. It was earlier. It's gonna get a little more hotter, but then on Sunday it's gonna be -11 according to this. According to my phone, it's gonna be worse than that even. So I'm gonna eat some more hot crunchies and see you guys next time. God damn it.